Thinking of moving to Scottsdale? Well, you're not alone. I've lived in the greater Phoenix, Scottsdale area for over 50 years, and I wouldn't live anywhere else. But life in the desert is not for everyone. Here are 5 pros and cons to living in the Scottsdale, Phoenix area. By the way, my name is Charles Fratantoni with HomeSmart Realty, and if you're thinking about moving to the Scottsdale area, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to Scottsdale. And if you want to be the first to learn about the Scottsdale market and the surrounding suburbs, make sure you subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications. That way you'll never miss a video. Pro number 1, fantastic weather. 8 or 9 months of the year. Average annual sunshine for 330 days. Winter temperature average highs of 65 to 75 degrees. And humidity is typically under 20% year round. Now everybody laughs at but it's a dry heat. Let me tell you, my wife and I took our kids to Disney World in Florida one summer, and we spent $47,000 to get in, and we lasted 3 hours. My kids kicked Mickey in the leg and demanded pool time. So there is something to the it's a dry heat myth. From October through May, Scottsdale boasts arguably some of the best weather in the U.S. It's great for those escaping harsh winters or gloomy skies elsewhere like Seattle, where my daughter lives. I love cloudy days. I love the rain. But you go there for 2 weeks and on day 4, all right, I've had enough. That is not a problem here. Our weather is perfect for hiking, outdoor dining, and year-round golf. Having spent over 50 years here, I feel that while the summer heat can get uncomfortable, winter snow and ice and freezing temperatures just plain hurt. They're physically painful. I've never been kept from going to work or the grocery store or movies because it's too hot. But sometimes you have to make that decision when you're snowed in or the roads are icy and impassable. You never have to get up a half an hour early to shovel the sunshine out of your driveway so you can get to the office. I know it's kind of trite, but it's true. So from October to May, you're in heaven. Pro number 2, booming job market and business growth. The Phoenix-Scottsdale Metro is experiencing growth in healthcare, tech, finance, and logistics. The state is also very business friendly. With low corporate taxes, Arizona offers a flat 4.9% corporate income tax rate. Minimal regulation. The state actively reduces red tape for small and medium businesses, and Scottsdale ranks high nationally for startup activity and tech employment and growth. The semiconductor industry is growing with companies like ASM International and Intel expanding. AI startups like Content at Scale are establishing headquarters in Scottsdale, and remote work hubs like Galvanize, Industrious, and WeWork are active across the valley. In healthcare, Banner Health, Honor Health, and Mayo Clinic are major employers. Okay, pro number 3 goes hand in hand with pro number 1, active lifestyle and natural beauty. With access to the Sonoran Desert, South Mountain, Camelback Mountain, and countless hiking and biking trails, this region is ideal for an active lifestyle. Camelback and Echo Canyon are local legends for a reason. They're sweaty, they're steep, but the views, 100% worth it. And if biking or jogging are your thing, the canal paths stretch for miles, and South Mountain offers some of the best mountain bike terrain in the Southwest. Or you can rent a bike in Old Town Scottsdale and cruise the Green Belt and stop for brunch. Local spots like the Henry or Chop Shop totally get the fit foodie vibe. And hey, if it's September through May, stop by the Scottsdale Farmers Market. Wellness here isn't just a trend, it's a way of life. Sunrise yoga, meditation retreats, and you're surrounded by some of the most serene spas in the country. And then there's the golf. Home to more than 200 golf courses with jaw-dropping desert views and weather so consistent it's gonna spoil you. Troon Golf Club, TPC, Scottsdale's home of the 16th hole at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, also known as the Coliseum hole, because during the tournament, that place turns into a wild party. I lived 2 miles away, right down Bell Road, and I could stand out in my backyard at night and grill and hear the party at the TPC. That's a serious party. The Phoenix Open is the most attended golf tournament in the world, drawing over 700,000 people in 2018, including a record 216,000 people for Saturday's 3rd round. But come here on a regular day, and it's actually pretty chill, and you can walk the same fairways the pros do. Now, not everything in Scottsdale is high-end and exclusive. Some amazing public courses you should check out include Papago Golf Course, great city views and affordable. The Legacy Golf Club with wide fairways, perfect for mid-handicappers. And the Raven Golf Club, which is lined with pine trees, which is not typical for your desert. Whether you're a scratch golfer or just out for a casual round, Scottsdale is loaded. Pro number 4, diverse neighborhoods and communities. The Phoenix-Scottsdale metro area offers something for everyone. Arcadia for families and luxury, Old Town Scottsdale for shopping, nightlife, and tourism, and some amazing mid-century homes, Chandler and Gilbert for family-friendly suburbs, Tempe for college town energy, downtown Phoenix for urban living and arts, and now Scottsdale offers several urban living style opportunities, which I featured in my Arizona's Magic Zip Code 85254 video. Kierland and the Scottsdale Quarter offer mixed-use development with high-end boutique shops and restaurants on the ground level, with luxury condos and apartments and office space above. You can work, play, and live without ever getting in your car. Now, whether you want high-rise condos, desert estates, or luxury homes, you will find it here. Pro number 5, great for families and retirees. Let's start with the big one, affordability. Compared to cities like Los Angeles, San Diego, or Denver, both Scottsdale and Phoenix offer way more bang for your buck. Whether you're looking to buy a home or just rent, you can find modern spaces with desert views at a fraction of the price of major coastal cities. Utilities and groceries tend to be cheaper too, and Arizona's property taxes are surprisingly low, especially for homeowners. And for retirees, Social Security isn't taxed by the state. Huge win. For families, Scottsdale in particular is known for its excellent public schools, safe neighborhoods, and a strong sense of community. And for retirees, it's a dream come true. Think low-maintenance homes, golf courses around every corner, and active adult communities that feel more like resorts. Con number 1, extremely hot summers. Average high in July, 106 degrees. Frequent highs above 110 in summer months. Heat-related risks like heat exhaustion, high electricity bills, AC dependency. Okay, so Scottsdale's number 1 pro can also be Scottsdale's number 1 con. I've heard Arizona described as a giant oven full of rattlesnakes, and calling Scottsdale summers hot is like saying David Lee Roth is confident. But having said that, the famous dry heat is bad, but less painful than the humid hot heat that you find in Florida. And like an oven, it isn't always hot. As a matter of fact, it's not hot more often than it is hot, if that makes sense. That being said, the heat will be especially challenging for newcomers or outdoor workers. There's always someone who gets stranded on a hike wearing no shirt and jeans and tennis shoes with little or no water that has to be rescued by the fire department. And when you ask why they hike a challenging trail with almost no water and totally inappropriate clothing, the first words out of their mouth are always, well, back in Minnesota, it's never an issue. Well, it's an issue here. If you give the heat the same respect you give the snow, you'll be fine. Another consequence of heat is that the high temps also increase the cost of utilities significantly, but those costs also drop significantly, like less than half during the winter months. Okay, con number 2, our infrastructure is still catching up. Our rapid growth has outpaced infrastructure in some areas. You may experience some long commutes, construction delays, and underdeveloped public transit. If you're coming from a city with an efficient rail or subway system, expect to rely on your car heavily here. We do have the Phoenix Light Rail system that starts in Northwest Phoenix and runs to downtown Mesa, which is a southeastern city. It's about 26 miles long with 35 stations, and there are about 4,400 park and ride spaces, and it will take you to Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, Arizona State University, downtown Phoenix, downtown Mesa, and it'll take you to Mill Avenue in Tempe, the entertainment row of bars and restaurants next to ASU, where light rail may become in handy if you want to get home in one piece after an evening with those ASU party people. This is a limited system, and it only works for a smaller segment of the population. You will really need a car to get around the valley. Now, having said that, we have an extensive and evolving freeway system. There's I-17, there's Loop 101, there's Loop 202, and the 51 freeway are wide and efficient ways around the valley. Con number 3, tourist season chaos. Between January and April, Scottsdale gets packed. Snowbirds, spring training fans, bachelorette parties. It's like Coachella meets a golf tournament. Expect longer waits, higher prices, and way too many people in matching tank tops. Scottsdale traffic during tourist season will require a little patience. Snowbirds driving 10 under the speed limit in luxury rentals, Uber drivers triple stacked at every resort entrance, and golf carts acting like they own the road. Finding parking in Old Town during peak season is like seeing a $100 bill blowing across a crowded parking lot. It's shocking and makes you a little frantic. Trying to enjoy a morning hike turns into a conga line up the mountain. Influencers filming yoga poses in the middle of the trail. Visitors in jeans with no water. We talked about that guy. Tourists asking if there's a Starbucks at the summit. I tell them there is. It's really not so bad if you keep your sense of humor, and it's a small price to pay for living in the place people clamor to visit. Con number 4, monsoon and haboob season. That's right, haboob. From June to September is monsoon season. Clouds tend to roll in the afternoon, storms develop that include intense lightning, heavy localized rain, often leading to flash floods in our desert arroyos, and strong winds develop quickly and then disappear almost as quickly. Then there are the haboobs, or a less sexy word for them is dust storms. A haboob is a giant wall of dust, sometimes thousands of feet high, pushed out by the downdraft of a collapsing thunderstorm. It is scary to be caught in one, especially when you're driving, because it reduces visibility to zero. Now, I've lived here for over 50 years, and I've never been in an actual haboob, but I've seen the videos. Con number 5, desert critters. Okay, our wildlife is not all jackrabbits and roadrunners. Depending on how close you live to the open desert spaces, and many houses, especially new builds, do, you have to be aware of our rattlesnake, bobcat, coyote, and javelina neighbors. There have been several times over the years when I've returned home from work to find several male model level firefighters chatting up my wife and daughter in our driveway while their less attractive helper removes a large rattlesnake from our front door welcome mat. A feature of many of these new subdivisions is that they are built bordering natural area open desert or open desert spaces, and these spaces divide the streets and the neighborhoods. Think of these spaces as subdivisions for coyotes and javelinas. A 6-foot fence is no barrier for a hungry coyote, so the days of letting little Fluffy out in the yard to pee alone are over. As for the javelinas, they are angry desert pigs with a bad attitude, and oh yes, they are fearless. There have been several nights I've returned home, a few hours after the firemen have left, to find a squadron of javelinas feasting on the plants in my front yard. I would charge them with my car, bright lights flashing, horn blaring, nothing. Barely lifted their heads before returning to their munching. They didn't even need a middle finger in their little hooves to let me know what they were thinking. So there you have it, 5 pros and cons of living in Scottsdale. At the end of the day, it all depends on what you value. Want year-round sun, a lower cost of living, an amazing active lifestyle, and great neighborhoods for families or retirement? This place could be your desert dream. If you're not ready for 110-degree summers and the occasional scorpion roommate, well, that's something to consider. And hey, if you've spent some time here or are thinking about making the move, drop a comment and tell me what your pros and cons lists look like. I read every single one. And don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and remember to subscribe so you won't miss a new video.